I think the main concern, at least that I had in terms of worry with photography for the wedding, was getting married in our house. It was a different kind of setting than most people choose to get married in. We knew we were going to have a lot of people at the wedding. We really had no idea how many people we could actually fit into the house, and so we were concerned that the pictures, especially for the ceremony part, how they would turn out and how our photographer would actually be able to get into the spots to be able to take the pictures. It turned out to not be a concern at all. Our photographer got amazing photos that were wonderful, and we have loved looking at them ever since.
You know, we'll be happy with you just wandering around and taking the kind of photos that you think will be great. Our photographer just took off with that, and it turned out perfect.
Jeff and I were both very flexible and kind of laid back in terms of what photos to take, so it was kind of more, our photographer was the one that had the knowledge and the ability to kind of figure that out, but looking at the photos afterwards and seeing like things that, you know, angles from things being taken upstairs looking down, and just a variety of poses and angles that we wouldn't have thought about were amazing to see after the fact.
You feel like you're at your wedding and you're an integral part of it, and then you see the photos and go, wow, a lot went on when I wasn't there.
Exactly. I remember on the wedding day standing upstairs getting ready in the bedroom upstairs and hearing people talking downstairs and thinking, I really want to be down there. I want to see what's going on. And that was one of my first reactions to the pictures. I opened up the first book, and there's all these pictures of things that I kind of heard and that I knew people were downstairs, and my little flower girl was coming upstairs saying, somebody else is here, and, you know, kind of keeping me informed, but I hadn't seen any of those pictures, like Jeff walking up to the house and all of those things. So it was wonderful to be able to see the things that I hadn't seen, and then kind of reliving. And it happens like every time we look at them, you relive that day and just how amazing it was. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to the online service. I mean, from the standpoint that you can immediately be sending photos to your friends, and, you know, they can take a look at them. And actually, I had my one of my bridesmaids actually send it to her like the same day that we got it, and 2 days later she had already ordered all the photos that she wanted, and she has them in a book. I mean, so it leaves it open for people that want to get photos outside of the, you know, the bride and groom to be able to do that. But it also, you get to see, one of the advantages that I really loved was being able to see the photos in a variety of different ways. I mean, black and white, or color, or the sepia color, and being able to kind of choose which way you want that photo to be was a nice option.
I work a lot of long hours at my job, and trying to get out to do a meeting of any kind to look through photos is really could be difficult. But with the online service, it was amazing because you could flip through a photo in 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Or when I go and grab my lunch and eat in my office, I can shut the door and I can flip on the go to the website and flip through photo after photo and play with the photos. You know, it's just a much more convenient way to look at the photos and then having to go someplace else and sit down and look through them. It was very, very convenient.
They're also organized so that you can look at like the preparation photos, or the actual ceremony photos, or the formal portraits that we had taken, or the reception, so that as opposed to sitting down and looking at all your proofs in the hard copy, you can choose, okay, I want to just look at, you know, the photos that happened, the things that I didn't see as the bride, the preparation stuff that was happening downstairs. I can just look at those photos. So that's a really nice feature that you don't get in the looking at the albums.
What we also really liked, in addition to the online service, was getting the photo magazine album, or proofs, I should say, that as a great way to be able to flip through things at home when we have free time as well, where it's maybe not quite as convenient to go jump on the computer and look at it, and you can look at these. It was a great combination of things with the online service to be able to look through the not full photos, but look at 4 or 5 or 6 on the same page,
And they're like a magazine. They're the glossy, high finish. Just you feel like you're paging through magazine pages looking at your photos because they just look really good in this magazine style format. The day that we got our the notice that we could go to the online service and look at the photos, I mean, I instantly had sent copies to my friends in New York where I used to live, my friends in California that had come to the wedding, and they were able to go online right away and take a look at the photos and sent me, I mean, we were emailing back and forth that entire day, like, oh, I like this shot, this one was cool, you know, love this picture in front of your house. So it was so convenient. And I don't think that necessarily in the typical wedding people get to do that. I mean, you have to actually come over and like sit down and look at someone's photos, and if you're not in the same town, do you ever do that? So it was really a convenient way to be able to share photos with people. My family has been over here and has seen them in the magazine proof style, and they've looked at them online, and they've just absolutely loved it. She fit in perfectly with the environment of what we were doing, the house wedding, you know, a fewer amount of people, the more intimate setting. You know, there was never a feeling like this is the photographer. She certainly had a camera, but she really fit in, and you felt comfortable with our photographer being around and taking photos and just being there for all these important moments.
Definitely recommend.
Without a doubt, and I think we've already made that recommendation
to at least
a couple of times.
to a number of friends.
Yep, definitely, without a doubt.